Shit always goes right back to the beginning. Well, howdy, loved ones. Old Clawbah is back again. Again on another Sunday with probably one of the more requested videos. With James Rutherford. And today I am with my friend Mike Pence. What's going on, Michael?
Mike Pence, one of the least requested streamers to be added onto the stream. Glad
No,
to be
come
here.
on,
I'm,
man.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yes, I know. I'm glad to be back on here clobbering. And yeah, I definitely Rutherford is definitely a class of his own. I'd say in terms of his content and also his ability to fight the man, the system, and weirdo YouTubers and COD lovers and Lorners and Roushers like us that love to put content up. He's always fighting our stuff. So
Yeah, he is. He's very diligently looking for YouTube videos to shut down. Okay, sing me, Walter Zero, T. Davis, Carissa loves you, Papa Pence.
let's see. Where's yes, Carissa. Papa Pence loves you and everything you do for not only America but for TCaP.
Goddamn right. Carissa's a legend. What's going on, Marcus? Cheyenne? Roscoe's here. Roscoe's such a good boy. So,
Yeah, safe travels on your flight as well.
oh
You know,
yeah,
safe
yeah.
travels.
Are
Don't
you?
put the stuff too loud too.
That's right. What's going on, Frigid? Precious little frozen princess. Yeah. I'll try not. I'll try not to do too much of that because this isn't about Lauren this time. This is about IU Rutherford.
This is about an uncut teacher.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Or his uncut interview, excuse me.
Yeah, well, he could be uncut too. With his, what's the first thing we see is that goddamn Corvette of his.
His wonderful Corvette.
Any
His wonderful Corvette.
any chance that like he paid for that in any small way himself?
I would love to know where he comes from in terms of like finances and stuff. I mean, because that
Don't his parents have a lot of money? Like, isn't that like the thing with him? He's like one of these silver. That's kind of why I'm annoyed by this guy so much. That he's one
I
of these
think
guys who's like he's one of these silver spoon guys who just has had everything handed to him.
yeah, I would probably think so. I don't. Maybe his father is like a huge Corvette guy, and maybe he got one handed down. Or I know a friend of mine, his dad was huge into Corvettes, and he sold his Corvette a long time ago to I guess like a younger guy. Probably not as young as Rutherford was in the Sting, but kind of in that late 20s, mid 30s range.
Right.
I guess it's like this, like a whole like little Corvette club.
Oh wait,
So
yeah.
maybe it's like
There. As a matter of fact, there was a
yeah,
Corvette.
yeah.
You're familiar with the Corvette forum that
Yes.
that Rutherford was on that got trolled pretty fucking hard.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe it's like there's like he's part of the community, and a lot of these Corvette people are so high and tight with these cars, like they're willing to like sell it for less if they know who they're selling it to, like within the whole little family of Corvetters.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? So maybe that could be one possibility.
Yeah, yeah, could be. But my theory is like he said, "Daddy, I want a Corvette," and he like that's just my theory. I mean,
Oh my god, yeah.
he doesn't he like okay saying to me said he wasn't making enough on a grade schooler's salary to be driving around in a fucking
Um,
Corvette.
no,
I wouldn't think.
really not necessarily, but I mean it's a Catholic school,
Maybe.
and it's a really wealthy. It's well where he teaches is a very affluent area of Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is one of those cities that really prides themselves on their private schools. Like
Yeah,
very
I could see that. I could see that.
yeah.
Midlife crisis, Corvette, and a little girl. Yeah, that's the very definition of a midlife crisis. A little girl to grind on. That was his whole chat log. It's okay if I grind on you. Grind on you.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh God.
Yeah, his chat log is very long, but yet very boring. I mean,
Yeah.
still worth a look, but
It's like his sex life.
yeah, that's right. What? All right, so you ready to get into this footage? This
Oh
is
yes, of
so yeah.
course.
This is the uncut, uh, the interview with Chris Hansen. So that's on Tix's channel. I have a link of that in the description. I also have a link to Mr. Pence's channel. So Mr. Pence is going to be
Nice.
doing some streaming this next couple of weeks, probably.
Probably
So
hashtag government shutdown.
that's right, baby. All right, what's up, Megalaya? All right, let's a little. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind either.
Him in right now, because he sees me. Come on in.
Doesn't look like he's a stranger to these like nice houses. That I love them like plotting. You know, like they're okay. Get in position, people. Frags in his little earpiece.
Come on in.
At least he didn't just walk right in like he owns the joint.
Come on in.
Oh wait, that's right. He was being all like cautious and shit during this, wasn't he?
Oh wow, my audio was low on that. My bad.
Oh wait,
I'm good now. No, no, no. I accidentally I thought I was pressing something else, and I was pressing like the lower the sound on my computer. So that was my fault. So sorry if you said something and I was just radio silence.
okay, that's all good. That like this is. I remember Rutherford was one of these cautious motherfuckers who was like peering around. He was like peering around curtains, and he kind of knew something was up.
Oh yeah, yeah. From the jump start, he knew what was wrong, and which is insane. And they don't. I guess they don't really get into it in the interview, but like he sends like the decoy, footage of him like shirtless and stuff. And
Yeah,
it's just like it's like it like refutes. It's crazy like how comfortable he is online, and then when he gets into person, how like cautious and careful and oh I knew this was a setup. I knew everything was stupid. Like excuse.
yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, maybe in the back of his mind, he thought that like something was up, but I think
Mhm.
again, he's one of these guys that the temptation just was too great for him to not like act on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just like a level of like he was in his home feeling safe, and then once he leaves his house, that like whole aura of safeness leaves him, but the danger and the desire is still there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, because he's actually at the door. He's about to walk in the house.
Yeah,
He heard the little girl. So
yeah, yeah.
here we go.
The door's open.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm just gonna go finish getting ready. I'll be right there.
Where are you?
I'll be right back.
I like how they like walk in. I like the sun behind them. It looks like they're walking in from heaven.
They're walking from heaven to grace themselves they're gracing themselves from heaven for Chris Hansen.
That's right.
Like we're God's we the predators are God send to you, Chris Hansen, for TV ratings to keep your show alive, to keep you paid.
Well, they did get $100,000 an episode. You know,
Oh, perverted justice.
Perverted Justice did.
Oh yeah.
Dateline was
Jesus.
making millions off of Lorne Armstrong and
I mean,
his ilk.
that's insane. All of those men.
Yeah.
Just sit at the bar and I'll be right there.
All right, well, I'll be out here.
Just take a seat.
Was he planning on like taking her somewhere?
I don't know.
That's what it sounds like. He wants to wait outside. Oh, was he? If I remember right, was he going to take her for a ride in the Corvette?
Let's see. I don't know. I don't think so.
Rutherford seems like the kind of guy who would like brag to a 13. I don't mean to like brag, but I have a Corvette. Yeah, a Corvette.
No, it's so I'm actually, which is very surprising to me at least, is that I typed in Corvette into his chat and it only says it twice.
Oh, really?
Once he says, "I'm afraid your neighbors might wonder why there's a Corvette in your driveway," and then, well, it's only once in his actual chat. Um, yeah.
Hmm.
So
He would strike me as the kind of guy who would brag about having a Corvette.
yeah,
A
nor
lot
does he
more.
say he wants to take her for a ride. Ask for a ride. Let's see, drive. Um, Why you drive that far? Let's see.
And speaking of that, he drove a long way to get to this. What did he drive, like 5 hours to get there?
It's
Oh wait,
no,
no,
it's
no.
like probably
He
like
was he was teaching in
two.
Cincinnati, so it wasn't that. Yeah, that wasn't that far.
It's a bit of a. It's kind of like it's like going from like one. It's like he was had to go way west, so probably like 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours at least. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, so let's see. I hope you like me this much in person. Long drive for rejection. Wait, let's
even
see.
even longer
Yeah.
drive for a sting.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Oh, and then yeah. Well, the decoy's telling him he can drive around like the house.
Hmm.
Oh, drive around the house, the side. So yeah, he was all sketched out because he's probably sketched out that there's the decoy was like drive to the side into the back of the house. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, Johnny makes a point. He referred to it. Maybe he referred to it as a vet instead of a Corvette, because that's a douchey thing to say. Like, oh, my vet.
nope, he actually doesn't,
Okay.
which is a good point. But I just typed in VET.
Yeah.
It's only once when he mentions the neighbors will see my Corvette.
Okay. All right.
Crazy.
Last day of freedom. It is his. Well, actually, it's not. He got basically no. He basically got a slap on the wrist for this.
Seriously.
Just recently got off the RSO list. So congratulations, Mr.
Cheers
Rutherford.
to that.
Yeah, somebody said he's
Actually,
pulling
I
it.
want you to come here. That's what I thought. Would you have a seat right over there, please?
It's funny. Like Chris, like they didn't have any like he didn't let like him talk to the decoy at all. Like I think Chris probably brought him out because he thought that this guy was gonna bolt like right away.
But what's insane is that they add the actual decoy for this one,
Yeah.
whereas I never understood that. Confused me. This is one thing I've always been confused about. Is like what other predators from the sting did like not the non-Del decoy actually interact with? Like Rutherford was the. I don't
Yeah.
remember any other ones where they had the decoy talk, and Rutherford, I think when Dan Shrek talked to one or two of the guys from the Texas thing, that like actually interacted via the webcam.
Hmm.
Like, because I remember the decoy for this actually shows her stomach to Rutherford,
That's right.
and then they did the same thing in Texas with one of the predators.
Yeah, I remember. He had Dan Shrek had a Sheck or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
He had to show his tummy.
Yeah.
My tummy.
yeah, and it's just like and it's weird. I don't know why they didn't bring her out and stuff. I guess they just were like scared, but
Yeah, or maybe
still.
I mean maybe they figured like Rutherford is relatively smart and he would have saw this decoy as not he would have saw maybe that there was something off and he would have just bolted. I mean he was standing right at the door. I think he was just like in the starter's position. He was getting ready to. He was either going to get ready to bolt inside or outside, whichever he had to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just kind of strange how they executed that whole thing. I guess that was their thought process, but come to find out later, they probably would have been great TV to see him sit down and them have the interaction of like, "What do you want to do?"
Yeah, I wonder how he would have approached it if he would have been a little bit more comfortable with the decoy. If he would have, gotten into it a little bit, or
Yeah, I mean, that would have been great. Just like how we wish we would have seen Jim Roush talk to
Oh.
Chris. Like we would have loved to see Rutherford sit there and like just like what he would say to the girl, like how because it just to like see like if she came in and he came in, she was sitting there. You know how what's her face Casey would have the brownies and all that shit set out.
right.
Like how his how his tone and his demeanor would shift, like seeing her in person and her kind of being like there and talking to him, like how his shift would have like his tone would have shifted. Excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like, would he be more paranoid or would he be more just like, okay, cool, like she's real and we're gonna be here for a while.
I would have. My bet is that he would have been like into it. Like he would have been cool. I don't think he would have been. I think if he would have had an interaction with the Decoy, he would have been like spitting at James Rutherford game.
Oh yeah, he definitely would have.
Just like he did in that chat log.
Oh god, long, boring, like kind of insecure, cool guy. You know.
Yeah,
chat log.
He's definitely the definition of a douche, without question.
Seriously.
That's why I always want to do the fucking Rutherford stuff. He's such a douchebag. Megalaya surmises that they probably didn't bring the Decoy out because she whacked her toe on the banister and bled all over the carpet, which is probably that's a very good point. I didn't even think about that. She might have been infirmed.
I think the parents had already killed Dell. And they were cleaning
bastards
to kill. I don't even know. I remember what her name was. This Decoy. They used her in different stings, but I forgot her name was.
Is this one Emily or is that a different one? I don't. I don't remember what this one's name was.
Her name. Yeah, they were gonna use her, and then yeah, no, it's the banister was being replaced. So
yeah, where the chips that were on the bar for Westerbeck. Well, you have to. I think the chips are there, aren't they? I think I see a bowl there.
Yeah, in a water bottle.
Yeah, I think they were. But you have to feed little Westerbeck. They get those people. They get grumpy if they don't get fed.
I just came to hang out, really.
The Westerbecks,
Yeah.
the Westerbeckians.
And you came to hang out with...
I had a feeling this was what was going on, honestly.
You had a feeling what was going on?
That this was some sort of setup.
A setup. A setup for what?
I don't know, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't come here for anything physical. I just...
You think that's true? Is there any chance that like he didn't come there expecting to get a little some?
He was expecting it.
Of course he was.
He definitely was expecting it. I think, yeah, no, for sure. I like, again, you wouldn't drive that far to risk so much just for so little.
Right, and especially if you're a douche like Rutherford is.
And a fucking teacher of girls the same fucking age.
Right. In case people don't know, he was a teacher at a Catholic school at the time of girls about the same age as this Decoy.
Bored.
You think Johnny thinks he has a eating disorder like bulimia? I don't know.
Going through a divorce.
He's going through some tough times. He's going through a divorce, and apparently that makes you fuck. Apparently that makes you fuck kids.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lack of chicken pot pie, but apparently was it Rutherford, and who was the other fucker who used that excuse? Oh, I think did 3B use that excuse? There's a bunch of them that use that excuse.
What?
The divorce thing. I'm going through a divorce and it's tough times and.
I think like Bald Beaver Hunter.
Yeah,
3B. They were
B.
going through a rough patch. What's his name? There was one guy from Georgia that was like, there was guys that like just newly married. I remember those guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're like newly married.
Oh, Jim Roush. Jim Roush used your boy Jim Roush used that kind of as an excuse too, when he started breaking down crying.
Oh God, Well, he said he wouldn't get back with his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Which he tries to. Yeah.
But it was hard. It was hard. He's bored. He's bored. Let him go. Let him go.
House, honestly.
So you couldn't go to a sports bar to watch a game, or you
I've been
couldn't go
doing
to
that
a
all weekend,
townhouse?
man.
Of course he had. That like he is absolutely the kind of guy you see at a sports bar, like talking too loud and
he's definitely that. Yeah, he's definitely that guy. Like rallied out and like all of his like sport gear, clapping and like fucking you just clap like the loud clapper guy, and just like talking shit to like his friends if he has any, like at like Buffalo Wild Wings or fucking
right, exactly,
some shitty sports bar, like always hitting on the waitresses and shit, like always mean mugging people like he's never seen.
yeah. Anybody wearing like he's a Bengals. If somebody's wearing like a Browns jersey, he's mean mugging the fucking pussy ass Brown fan. Yeah. Man, I swear to God, I should kick this motherfucker's ass. And then they say something. Oh, nothing, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And so you thought you'd come here to this house.
Rutherford was a real predator. During the police interview, he admitted to talking to other minors sexually.
Mhm.
I do remember that. What's up, Rowdy? John Cal.
I know it wasn't a good
Okay,
idea
sing to me.
from the get-go.
Who did you think you were going to meet here?
Just this kid I've been talking to.
This kid.
I know she's a kid.
So
How-
douchey.
Yeah, really, man. Like
So douchey.
this guy is definitely the definition of a douchebag. There are plenty of predators worse than Lauren. Yeah, this guy. This guy's probably one of them, just because like this is like the kind of guy who's like a real like Lauren's like all fucking gross. This guy is like, mildly attractive, I guess, right? So like he's the one. He's the one who, and he's like the fact that he has had access to these kids. Like, I mean, he said he would never, I'd be inappropriate with the kids at his school, but like he also said he just came here to hang out. So like, what's that worth?
Nothing at all. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, yeah, I don't think it holds any kind of weight and bearing or anything, because it's like, oh, I wouldn't do it for these kids. It's like, well, imagine if they were in high school. I mean, imagine if I don't know like the exact age range of that school, but imagine it being like a middle school. So
I would think so. Yeah.
I mean, it could be because like middle schools are different, whatever. But it's like 5 to 8, 6 to 8, whatever.
Mhm.
So imagine if like one of these chicks was like in high school. Yeah, he is the type of guy that probably would have done something. I mean, he would have begun his grooming process of being the cool, laid back, kind of there for you teacher that was respected the boundaries or whatever. But like once he wasn't your teacher, once he wasn't that disciplinary person or whatever, boom, he could definitely hit you up, or
Right.
slide in the DMs, as they say. It's just
Yeah.
like then he can actually act out his little fantasies and his sexual stuff, because he's being very careful, because he wants to keep his job, but he also has that attraction to the younger women. So I think there's like he's definitely a very specific type of groomer, in the sense that he's willing to wait and like
Mhm.
plot and scheme. So like he wouldn't, yeah, he like, oh, I'm not going to do anything now because of my students, but it's like, yeah, once they're not your students, they're still going to be 14, 15, 16, and you'd probably be that type of person to go and
Yeah.
at them. So
And say some shit like, "Hey, I gave you an A on that essay, and it really wasn't that good. How about you do a little something for me?"
yeah, it's like, yo, like after like soccer practice, you may take a ride in like my Corvette or something
Yeah.
like that. Just shit like that. It's like, yeah, he definitely gives me that vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
How old?
13, 14.
13. And how old are you?
Too old for a 13, 14-year-old.
Too old. And how old is that?
26.
26. And you thought it was okay to come over here to visit a 13-year-old girl home alone.
No, I really didn't.
But you're here.
I know. I don't know why.
I think Chris Hansen is extra pissed off at this guy. Like, I think this is one of the guys that fucking gets under Chris Hansen's skin. You could kind of tell just in his attitude, like towards him. But then, like, as this goes on, I think Chris has just had enough of him.
Yeah, I get that sense. I mean, and I think like Chris relates also, is because I think his kids are probably around the same age.
Yeah.
I think like at the same age at the time. Like I think he had like his kids were around the same age. So I think like 12, 13, 14, and then like seeing a teacher, especially. I think like this whole like the idea of Rutherford just really pisses him off.
Mhm.
This like generic kind of good looking average like teacher that teaches girls, middle school girls, comes here. It's just like that last like beacon of hope.
Yeah.
I think he gets like I think he like really just hates the guys that like really disrupt the mold of what a predator is, because then it's compelling TV for Chris, but it's also kind of alarming. Like he's like, holy shit, really anybody can be a predator. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like Chris went into this. This is deviating, but it's like I feel like Chris Hansen went into like To Catch a Predator to find like John Kennelly's and like Chuck Harding's and like
Well, yeah, I mean, like the first Sting, he basically, that's what he, other than the rap, like he basically just got the prototypical creepy ass fucking like the John Kennellys and the Joe Wonderlers of the world.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, I mean, like, and I guess like like the whole military thing with Joe Lunderler, but yeah, it's just like these just really, Yeah,
Well,
guys
when
like
you
that.
see him come in though, he looks creepy as fuck though.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Like
nice.
unless you know his background, you wouldn't be
Yeah.
like looking at Joe Wonderler. You wouldn't be too surprised to see him show up at one of these
Yeah,
stings.
especially with the chat log, like you're just like, yeah, this guy's fucking whacked on the head. But then, yeah, and then you just get into some of these guys, like Walter Babst or some shit, like, and then some of these teachers that, they just don't look, they just look like such like great, outstanding teachers and shit. And then maybe he just like gets pissed because this guy's pissing away his career, and he's like fucking Rutherford.
Well, and
Fucking
yeah, and
douchey
that's
Corvette.
I think that's the thing that To Catch a Predator did. It showed you the kind of people like when you put an image in your head of these guys, like you think of people like Donald Morrison or John Kennelly, and
Yeah.
then like people like this douchebag and Babst and these like just regular people show up and you see like it could be anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that was the whole eye-opening thing about To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, and it just like showed the dangers of the internet so like crazy. It's just like how easy it is to reach, like, and and I think one other thing, I think like what's his name? I for me it's like I compare Rutherford to Patterson from the
They are very similar from Kentucky. Yeah.
he also was going through a divorce too. That's the one I was thinking about.
Right. Yeah.
Because they were kind of the same. It's pretty much kind of the same. They're both like in their 20s, probably on the same age,
Mhm.
both going through divorces. Kind of playing up their like kind of cool guy looks and stuff. And well, Patterson was a little more extreme because he was he flunked as a cop but kept using the lie as a cop, and Rutherford being a teacher. So he's two like very trusted people, young trusted men with futures, good looks, wives. They're doing this, and it's just like this is definitely like the last kind of like person you'd think would go about this stuff.
Right.
So I think that really pissed off Chris Hansen.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like when you see one of these guys walk in, it probably would jar you a little bit. Like when you see Donald Morrison walk in, you go, okay. But like
Yeah.
when you see James Rutherford walk in, it's like, what the fuck is going on in your life, man? Like,
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess you see it comes from all types. Takes all types.
Yeah. Seriously.
Punk Pansy, I don't find him attractive personally, but I can see how people who think he's hot, especially middle school girls. Yeah, exactly. They went Lolita. Yeah, I could see that too.
That probably also plays into why Chris Hansen was probably pissed off from like the chat log, because he probably tries to come across as that like cool guy, hot teacher
Yeah,
that no one can get, but
right.
everybody wants.
Right. Well, and like even in the chat log, he talks about like, hey, if I was your teacher, would you like wink at me and be all flirty? And so he does like talk about like kind of doing a role play as her teacher. So yeah, I know. I mean, like I said, the chat log's not very explicit, but it's very, very what it lacks in that it makes up for in douchiness.
Yeah, and just how mentally weird he is and depraved he is.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, thanks, Heisenberg. I appreciate the cheers to that. Good points, MP.
You
What's
have
your
a
name?
dog.
My name's Jim.
Jim, what?
That's all I have to say.
I'm gonna find out.
Am I going to get arrested for this?
That's not up to
Am I
you.
going to go to jail
Are
for
you going
this?
to turn me in?
Again, that's not up to you.
I mean, I really...
Yeah.
What do you do for a
He drops an
living?
F-bomb. This is
Jim,
the uncut footage, man.
I'd rather not say.
Thank you, Tix.
why don't you just tell me where you work?
Who do you work for?
I'll get to that in a minute.
No, I'd really like to know. I'm sure I'm on TV or something right now.
Oh, so he knew what was up. He didn't think Chris Hansen was a cop or anything. He knew that he was like some kind of reporter.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, he knew it right away. It's just like because he knew because it's like in most of the cop scenarios, your ass is like which is smart. Thankfully, like I'm glad he like actually like realized that. Most of those idiots just like think they're the cops. It's like, no, idiot, like you would be in handcuffs before they ask you questions. Like they're not gonna like they're not gonna like ask you questions then from like your half-ass lies and truths to the, you know, to Chris Hansen, which you think is a cop. Then they'll determine if they're gonna arrest you. No, if
Right.
it was a police thing, solely a police thing, you'd be arrested immediately.
Yeah, and you would have been read your rights before you were asked any of these questions.
Exactly, exactly, and I'm glad that Rutherford is like the one person. I think of many that were like, you know, this is obviously TV. I mean, if people remember it, like attached to the Bowling Green sting was the one with like Jim Roush and like Paul Westwood or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Like if you see like the footage from the sting, literally like the guys are brought into the house except Jim because he's so drunk and can't find the house.
Right. He's still driving to the house.
He's still driving the house today. These guys come in the house. There's no one that like comes in and like welcomes them. They just run in there and charge and tackle the guys and throw them in cuffs. So it's like it's like, so I love when like some of these predators ask like Chris Hansen if he's a cop, and then they like still answer questions, and they like still expect to get arrested by Chris Hansen or something. It's like, it's just like logic goes out the window.
Yeah, basically.
You just tell me what you do for a living.
I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher.
I'm a teacher.
And what grade do you teach?
Ooh.
6th grade.
Sixth grade.
Sixth grade.
So you
Heisenberg, you're going to have to tell me eventually, so you might as well tell me now.
teach kids about the same age as the girl you were coming to see.
I would never do anything. I don't know why.
The quietest sound ever on the show was Rutherford whispering 6th grade. The loudest was the Walter Bapp's chair squeak. I always thought that chair squeak was an air horn.
Oh yeah, it took me a while to realize that was because like there's a channel I used to watch. It's called Super Deluxe that like made parody videos of like the whole 2016 election series, and like a lot of people during like the debates would bring air horns in. So you'd hear like when you're watching the debates on like CNN or Fox or whatever, you hear the air horns in the background. So people were like editing goofy videos and stuff. So they'd use that like air horn as like they'd like exaggerate the air horn. So it sounded basically the same thing when like it sounded like basically the same as like the chair squeaking.
You're right,
So,
right.
Yeah. So.
Can I go?
No, not just yet.
To the police here?
Again,
Sir, please just tell me.
I have some more questions.
Sir,
for you.
please.
There's nothing I can do to keep you here, but I have some more questions for you.
Yeah, like what? I would just walk the fuck out. Like, what does he have to gain from answering any of these questions? Like, nothing at all. I don't know why he's sitting there. I wouldn't be.
I never understood it, but then like the behind the scenes, like Chris Hansen does like some commentary, and I guess pretty much it boiled down to he just like got the sense that Rutherford just really wanted to get off his chest, and he just like wanted to vent, and he just felt like, like I guess like everything in his mind just stopped. He just stopped caring and just was like, let's just get it out there. Doesn't matter. TV's camera action.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe he's gonna like he thinks that like this sob story he's gonna he's gonna unfurl is gonna be his ticket out of of the show. Who knows?
Oh yeah, you're very very valid point. Yeah.
And Johnny, that is very true. I have a nice chest, man.
Are the police here?
They're implants, but they're still nice.
I have to talk to you about some of the things that you said on the internet.
Okay.
You were on your webcam.
He was.
Showing off in front of this 13-year-old.
He sure was. He was showing
the
off.
conversation you had with this girl.
It was bad. I know. I don't know why. I need help.
You're cute too. Definitely have a pretty face.
Aw.
For jailbait. Laughing.
Damn, jailbait.
That's crazy. Him and Timothy Isaac, both from the house thing, are the only ones I think ever say jailbait.
Yeah.
Never ever reference that in any other like TCaP episode. I don't think.
Yep.
I know
15
it
can
was
get me 20, baby.
Right.
wrong. I knew it was wrong. I'm sorry.
There were so many predators on the show that were teachers. Yeah, Rutherford, Babs. I don't know who else, but Stanley Kendall, sort of.
Stephen
Benoff, yeah. Oh, that's right, yeah.
Special education teacher.
With the fucking frogs T-shirt. He has a green T-shirt that just says frogs on it, like the most generic T-shirt ever.
Like I'm trying, like that is one of those T-shirts you can only get from the thing I can think of is like Walt Disney, like Disney World, Disneyland, or like just some shitty beach that's just like really just generic, like just some generic white family male beach that you take your family to.
Right.
That's just like that no one goes to, but like somehow like some family friend has like a timeshare at.
Yeah.
And there's like one trinket shop, and like the town's known for having like frogs. So Stephen Benoff's like, oh, honey, look at that. How much is it? 13? No, I have to get this frog shirt.
I love frogs. You know me. Anything frogs, I have to buy it.
I'm crazy for the frogs and the gnats.
Yes. Who do you think was the best dressed predator? Who was the best dressed predator?
Depends on
John Canelli?
Best dressed for what? I was gonna say him and Marvin. They were the best dressed for sex. I mean, they were best dressed for on our ends. I would say so.
They were ready. One of the guys from that Jeremy whatever fuck, what was his name? The guy who looked like a caterpillar, Jeremy something, the used car dealer. He was pretty well dressed. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Jeremy Keister.
Yes, that's him.
Yeah, because he's like a luxury car. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he had it like tucked in like business casual. Like he came from work selling luxury cars. Fun fact: he actually lives in Maryland now.
Oh, good for him.
He's in. If you look up Jeremy Keister, you'll see that he lives in Maryland. So he actually has a RSO page because all the predators from Jersey don't have any because of their laws. So
right.
Yeah.
Chima, he's so professional. Yeah, Chima, he's the one with the outrageous forehead, right? With the forehead that like just goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah, and he's like, "Look at me."
Yes, okay, that's him.
Yeah. But his wasn't tucked in. Keister's was tucked in.
Yeah, Keister took a look in the mirror before he went out. He probably took an extended look in the mirror.
Yeah, that same like.
But I think Rutherford did too, though. I think Rutherford took a look. I think Rutherford put some time into this little ensemble he got on. I look pretty fucking dope, man. I look young and dope.
But he just looks so like he's
laid back, man.
You're from the Midwest. It's just like that's such like the Midwesterner sports bar Saturday. I'm in my late 20s, 30s, kind of like a bachelor, but I also have a girl. Like just look of just like kind of like I'm a smug douchebag with friends. Like let me judge you while I drink my draft beer.
Right.
It's like it's just so fucking typical, and it spreads all through the Midwest. Like,
dude, I don't drink fucking domestic.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
Fuck, I look like to you.
It's just like for me, it's like I could see Rutherford being at a bar. And like he like look over at me, and like his friends like look at me and just say something, just like some stupid remark, and then like Rutherford kind of like as he like turns away from me, like says a remark and like sips his beer.
Yeah, right. Like nice shoes, asshole.
Yeah, he's like, I bet that guy drives a fucking non-American car. Like turns and like sips his beer.
yeah. He probably fucking drives a Hyundai.
Yeah.
I drive a fucking Corvette, motherfucker.
Yeah. And he has like in his hands, his other hand is in his pocket too.
Yeah, right, exactly. Best dressed detective. Well, Catherine in one of the interrogations, Catherine was all dressed up, looking really good. So I'm gonna go with Catherine. Because the rest of them were just basically wearing their T-shirts. James is the type of guy to go vegan for a week and talk about it for 6 months. Yeah. Hey, I did the whole no meat shit, I felt really good, but I have to have my fucking bacon. You know what I mean? I'm a guy.
Yeah. It's like, dude, a week without bacon, man, it's like almost as bad as a week without pussy, bro. Yeah. I swear.
Dude, you expect me to watch the Tigers and not have wings? No, fuck that, man. Fuck that.
Come on, man. Oh Jesus! It's just like it's all just like it's so easy to just imagine this because I feel like we're not wrong. Like
Yeah, no.
we're not wrong.
I bet you he refers to himself in the third person.
You can think so.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. You know what? James Rutherford doesn't fucking do this shit, man. James Rutherford's above this shit, man.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
He probably's got him and his douchey friends probably all have cool nicknames for each other. Like this is, I imagine him to be Ruthless J. That's what I'm going to call him, Ruthless J. Yeah.
He probably still has like.
That's what Sully calls him.
They probably still have all the same nicknames from like freshman year dorm.
Right.
And it's just like they just never changed.
And there's one guy named Smitty, and there's one guy named Sully. Yeah.
Sully.
Fucking Sully. Sully again.
Sully. Hopefully there's a guy named Derek in the group.
Oh, that would be
It always
great.
has to be. Derek is the panty dropper, girl stealer, just like from Lauren.
Exactly.
Lauren can't handle Derek's. So
that Derek is the if Lauren is an incel, instead of a Chad, it's a Derek.
It's a fucking Derek.
Yeah.
Derek is literally like Chad's like best friend that like if you like say anything to Chad, Derek's gonna like kick your ass too.
Right.
Like
fuck you say to Chad?
What you say to Chad? Yeah, it's Derek. Yeah, like every Chad has a Derek.
Yeah. It really does. Rutherford is one of those guys who decided when he was a child that the peak of his life was going to be owning a Corvette because he got a Hot Wheels one year. One of these fucking days, I'm going to have a fucking vet.
Him and Derek.
Yeah.
Him and Derek were playing Hot Wheels. Playing Hot Wheels, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna own this car. I'm gonna bang so many girls in it. It's gonna get me in trouble, I bet." And then that's probably what James said. Derek's like, "Bro, fucking Jay Ruthless, you're so right, bro. I bet one day your Corvette and your love of pussies gonna get in trouble."
Yeah. You are so fucking bad, man. I'm getting in so much trouble with you, dude.
Fucking Derek.
Get the fucking bail money ready. We're going out in the fucking town.
Sports bars all weekend.
Fuck yeah. Bengals and wings, man. The Bengals and fucking wings.
Good Lord. And the Bengals were mediocre at this point, so.
Right, well.
Still.
This is Rutherford we're talking about, man. He's a fucking diehard. I ain't one of those fucking bandwagon jumpers, motherfuckers.
Fucking love my team like I love my Corvette and my bros.
And my pussy.
And my fucking.
I could be.
Sorry, no,
that's okay.
It's okay. We could go on too long.
Yeah, probably. James is the type of guy who has really strong opinions on rap and hip hop music and always brings it up at parties. Yeah, and he does it to show that, like, look how fucking cultured I am, man. I listen to fucking hip hop all the time. That's all I fucking listen to. But in actuality, I expect him to be a Limp Bizkit fan.
Limp Bizkit, like 3 Doors Down, and he's like, "I love indie music. Of course, I love Hootie and the Blowfish." Like, yeah, man, fucking Oasis. What's it called?
Yeah,
Wonderwall. I can play the guitar.
Yeah, I fucking learned that. You want me? I'll fucking get that girl. All I have to do is play a few chords of Wonderwall, and bam, I'm in.
Pussy wet.
Your teacher. Would you flirt with me?
Yeah, see, that's where he's going.
She says wink at you and stuff. Hee hee, okay. You'd like that. I'd be flattered. Not like that's a bad thing, innocent enough.
I knew I shouldn't have come. I knew I shouldn't have come.
Nickelback.
I'm sorry, man. I knew it.
What school do you teach at, Jim?
I'm not going to tell you. You're going to find out. I'm going to get arrested, I'm sure.
How about St. Margaret of York?
That's it.
Is that right?
You should have told him, Rutherford. Now you sound like even a bigger asshole.
Yo, I have to use the potty real quick.
Oh,
Keep
yeah,
going.
go for it, man.
Potty break. Keep going. Don't worry about it.
All right, I got you. Coming out of his cage, and I'm doing just fine. Yeah, he does. Right, Megalay? He's like the kind of guy who, man, I don't know why Nickelback gets such a fucking bad rap, man. They're fucking good as hell. Like, he's probably been to every goddamn Nickelback concert. James would probably jump on his car and lying off the top of it he's probably one of those guys who like slides over the hood, check this shit out. Yeah, fuck yeah, man. You see that? You see what I fucking did? I bet he still does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I bet he still does Jaeger bombs. I bet he does. I bet you're right. You guys ever heard Mr. Brightside? Huh? Yeah, I know that shit, man. I'm Ruthless J. Who are you fucking talking to, Sully? We're doing this is the type of guy. James is the type of guy to attend a WWE event alone as an adult. What's wrong with that?
Do you coach too?
Not anymore, apparently.
Oh, he coached too? Oh my God, he probably coached lacrosse. He looks like the one. He looks like one of these fucking guys who would coach lacrosse for some reason. I don't know why, but he does look like that. James, the kind of douche who monitors all his exes on Facebook, and then it compares like, look at this fucking douche she's dating now, man. Fuck, she really fell on hard times when she lost me, man. Look at this piece of shit she's dating. What's up, Timothy?
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I could see him stalking his exes on Facebook and comparing himself to, this guy's a fucking putt, man. Fuck this guy. Best part of the whole interaction is when he got tough with the cameraman. Did he get tough with the camera? Oh, when he was making his call to his parents. Yeah, that's right, he did.
You say, I guess I'd like to kiss you.
He coached cross country. That would be my second guess, Timothy. James, the kind of guy who would lose a rap battle. He shouldn't. Yeah, he shouldn't. And he'd be like the type of guy who would lose it spectacularly. Like he would be on a cringe video right now.
You say, I guess I'd kiss you too then.
Look, dude, I know what I said. I shouldn't have said it.
Don't call Chris Hansen dude.
My life just ended completely.
Dude.
His name's motherfucking Chris Hansen. Have some
Sir.
respect. James, the type of guy who would read the book before, or brags about reading the book before the movie comes out. Fucking 50 Shades of Grey. Man, I read that shit. I don't need to see that fucking movie.
Why did you do it?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I have no.
Wait, they beeped out that F word, but they didn't beep out the other one?
I guess I didn't realize.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
This was the stupidest.
I should beep out all the F words in my streams. There'd be no content. My videos would be 7 seconds long because that's all I do. I'm very uneducated. His ex-wife has this video on repeat. So do I, TDOs.
Oh god.
End it, man. This is.
Where are you most ticklish? All over. Oh,
Look,
my God.
dude, I don't
Nice.
care. I know what I said.
Damn. Look at he's getting all smart with Chris Hansen. I don't fucking care, dude. Oh man.
It's that douchiness coming out.
It really is.
You don't need it for your.
You
TV
don't care?
audience. I know that. No. All right.
Oh shit. Did he fucking Chris? He was about to get his ass kicked by Chris Hansen right there. Did you see him get up on Chris Hansen like that?
Well, he stepped to him.
Don't step to Chris Hansen, little man. He'll take you out. This is young Chris Hansen. This isn't Hansen versus Predator Chris Hansen. This is To Catch a Predator Hansen. Hansen's had enough of you motherfuckers at this point. He'll take you apart, Rutherford.
Phrase that.
Please sit down.
No.
No. I'd like you to sit down. Please.
I know you would. I'll tell. I mean, I know what I said. I
It
don't
gets
care.
a lot worse than
Yeah,
this.
I know, and I don't want
He's
to.
like
get
a
into
foot
that.
shorter
If
than
I'm gonna-
Hansen. Yeah, Hansen would lay this motherfucker out, man. See, James is the type of guy to buy drinks for an uninterested woman at the bar all night and punch a hole in the wall after she goes home with someone else. And then call her a lesbian. She's probably a fucking lesbian anyway,
Fucking
man.
women are bitches, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking bitches.
There's no other explanation. I'm Ruthless J, man. If Ruthless J slays that pussy, man.
To be arrested.
The kind of guy who makes his wife tell him how many guys she slept with and gets pissed at her despite his own criminal sexual history. Yeah. I can't believe you had sex with 8 other dudes.
Just please have me arrested.
Another load of glory. You got that right, T.
No.
Davis.
Obviously.
Do you do this often?
No, this is the first time I've ever done.
This
that.
is the first time.
Except it's not, as he admits to in the police interview. Stay tuned for that one.
You know, because I've heard that a lot.
I'm sure.
Me
you
too,
have.
Chris.
I'm sure I'm
It
probably not the
seems
first
like
guy to do this.
everybody who comes into this house says it's their first time.
I'm sure they do.
That's what they all say. They all say dough. He's the type of guy who brings a 6-pack to to the party and brags about bringing a sixer. Yeah, he calls it a sixer. Yeah, hey guys, sixer in the car.
So, what were you going to do?
I mean, if you go to like a party with a 6-pack, you might as well just go home.
Well, it's obviously a douchey thing to do. To go to a party and bring a 6-pack is a douchey thing to do, and that's what James Rutherford would do. He'd bring a sixer, and he would only refer to it as a sixer.
And it wouldn't even be like a good 6-pack either.
No,
it wouldn't even be like a. It's like, oh yeah, have you guys like a, you guys should try this like new beer. It'd be like Amstel Light or some shit.
Right, yeah. Old Milwaukee.
oh God.
Plus, he was under indictment from a town in Indiana for the same stuff and worse. That's right, he was, Timothy.
Yeah.
I completely a sixer in the vet. Yo, sixer in the vet. People, party in the vet.
I got a sixer in the vet. Oh my God.
I can absolutely hear him saying that phrase, can't you?
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Oh Lord.
James, the type of guy to laugh his way through HR's mandatory sexual harassment training while simultaneously being guilty of everything they're talking about.
I wasn't really going to. I called her earlier and said I'm not going to come.
Yeah, exactly,
and she kept saying,
Eisenberg.
come on, I'll just hang out. I didn't want to do anything.
But you did
So
get
is
in the
her
car
I
and
don't know
drive
why.
here from
So he almost dropped the I never even meant to do it. If he would have dropped the I never meant to do it, this would have been a whole different scenario. Chris would have just let him walk out because that's all you have to say.
Yeah, I mean, it just boggles my mind. He just still continues to sit here and continues this. Like, just go home. There's no win-win for him to be here.
Yeah, no, there really isn't. He's the type of guy who asks you for $5 after he drops you off. Hey man, fucking gas is expensive, dude.
Especially that.
Fucking Obama, dude.
I was thinking, what am I doing? Why am I just not going home?
But still,
You should, Heisenberg.
You knocked on the door and you walked in.
I know.
He's the type of guy to get a baby Grim Reaper tattoo. Yeah, I don't know. You think he's that douchey to get a baby Grim Reaper tattoo? What do you
What's
think?
that look like?
It looks like the exact. I don't know what it looks like, but he has a baby Grim Reaper tattoo.
Baby
Drawing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, but he has a baby Grim Reaper tattoo.
Just wanting to see the girl.
She just said, I'm just going to watch a movie. And I said, well, what the hell? I'll sit there and watch a
Did
movie.
Ambrosio drop I never even meant to do it? Oh, I didn't want to do it. Yeah, he did kind of do a version of that.
Want to make out.
Look,
Sure.
dude, I mean, I'm sure the
Quit calling Chris Hansen dude. His name is fucking Chris Hansen or Mr. Hansen. Don't call him dude. That's very disrespectful, James.
police are
He's
probably
not calling
here.
you dude. He'll call you Ruthless J if you want him to.
Ruthless J.
I'm going to go.
Right now, I totally do it.
He keeps talking about going. This video is 37 minutes long. We're only 6 minutes into it.
You want to know why I was doing all that? Honestly,
Yeah.
I am going through a divorce. My wife Thursday told me she was leaving me.
There it is. There's the excuse. I never even meant to do it. Dude, let me get real. My wife said she's leaving me. That's why I did that. No, you did it because you're fucking horny, James.
It's like maybe your life left you because she had suspected you of being this type of person. So on top of your douchiness, you also were chatting up girls before, but she kept on the DL or just was like, I'm going to move on with my own life and not sit here and, make a big scene. And then he's like, okay. And then boom.
Yeah.
He's back in-
I bet you she found some fucking weird shit in his computer. That's what led to that. I mean, I don't know what led to it, but I bet you that's my guess is that she found some fucking weird shit on his like
His wife-
fucking Yahoo messages and shit.
That's
She would never find it on MySpace because that's the height of security. Hey, Punk Pansy, yes. If you can get me a bracelet, I'd appreciate it. Pizza.
I don't know what spawned this.
Did he have
I
Did he have his tongue pierced? He had a tongue piercing? I didn't know that. Did you know that, Pence?
he had it. Rutherford did?
Yeah, I don't know.
I never knew he did.
No, I didn't know that
I
either.
didn't know that at all.
Huh.
I had zero idea that he did.
Yeah, you can have her, bro. You can have her, bro. I don't need that bitch. You could have her,
That's
bro.
that's like
Bro.
that's definitely like what he would say if he ever saw his like ex out with like another guy.
Yeah.
He would like literally just sit there and just like make all these smug like comments with like friends with shit. So they just make those childish assholes that just can't like move on. So like he'd be with his boys and like they would be there, like his ex with like the black guy would be there. They just like make all these like shitty comments and shit,
Right. Yeah.
like talk shit,
Oh,
and then the
absolutely.
girl's just like, "Can you just stop?" And then Rutherford like does like the little like side smarky comment like, "You can have her, bro."
Yeah.
Goes back with his friends like this little circle jerk.
Yeah. Dude, let's play some fucking Limp Bizkit and forget about that fucking bitch, dude.
So like, still got my Corvette. Like, what do you have? Fucking, your fucking piece of shit Winnebago. It's like it's a van. It's like yeah, at least it's not a Corvette. It's like I drive a Lexus. Pussy, wanna race me?
Yeah, that's a Rutherford move for sure.
In an Ohio chat room, an adult chat room, and this was a week or so ago, and she started talking to me.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it right for you.
Are you really at Walmart, Punk? Man, I hope you have like battle gear on because like what, a couple days before Christmas at Walmart, it's got to be goddamn like Lord of the Flies.
I know.
Have this kind of
I know,
discussion.
and I shouldn't have.
Look,
I guess
divorce is tough. Everybody gets that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Nobody's going to make fun of that, right?
Well,
I am.
It's not good.
that's what we've been doing for a full hour, Chris. I guess I'm not as classy as Chris Hansen, that's for sure.
On top of that, what kills me right now, on top of the fact that I just blew that part of my life, and I don't even know you. I don't know why I just ruined the rest of my life. I just lost.
I always think Chris Hansen gets a little more pissed off at the guys who don't know who he is. I think the people who like know that like he's Chris Hansen, I think he is a little like easier on them than he is with like.
He likes these guys that know who he is because then he can be more of like himself.
Mhm.
Whereas like with these other guys, he has to like not like prove his worth, but he has to like be more of like a persona to them and like be all like, I'm just hard hitting person. Whereas like, when once people like, it's like, oh, I know who you are. It's like, oh, okay, well then you're gonna get fucked when you leave here. So you're still here. So let's just have a conversation.
Yeah.
Whereas like, when people don't know who he is, he has to be more on his toes and like, trying to get the best answers without having them leave.
But I do think he gets a little annoyed when people don't know who he is. I think that there might be a little ego in play with with Chris Hansen.
My job as a teacher. I'm probably gonna go to jail.
He drives a Lexus, Alexis, one of his students.
Ooh.
Got him.
For what?
Reborn with a U.
For what?
For what?
I don't know.
Reborn
Do you
Armstrong
have
is brought to you by the
an
letter
issue
U.
with it? Do you have a compulsion, an addiction?
I think I do. I mean, it's not.
I mean, help me to explain.
I don't know.
Help me to understand.
I've thought about this a lot for years. Maybe I should just stop.
Yeah, Punk, if you can pick us up all cheap bracelets and condoms, we'd appreciate it.
I should get counseling. Maybe I should get help. And now I thought, well, it's not.
You're
that
Chris
big a deal.
Hansen.
I've
I
never
tell you what,
taken to
you were
this.
really funny on Opie and Anthony.
I don't.
James is the type of guy to eat unironically at Hooters 4 times a week.
Oh God, Hooters.
Yeah, he
I had food poisoning there on Tuesday.
did you really?
Oh yeah, I've been
That's-
sick and out of it since then.
Oh, that's not good.
know.
Hooters.
Yeah, but he is the type of guy, and like, flirt with the way. Yeah, she wants this shit, man. She wants this shit.
Ew, dude, he's just knowing like the greasy places. Like, I don't know where he lived in Cincinnati since he worked up there. I don't know where he lived, but it's just like, just really just crummy, like shopping center. Like, literally, okay, so essentially, like him and Jim Roush, honestly, probably went to the same type of bars. Those just like shitty bars that you find in like strip malls and stuff, like an Applebee's bar,
Right,
or
right.
some bar that your parents would go to, or just some crap like that. Like just knowing, like, just again, like, I preface this to people that are in the whatchamacallit, are watching this,
In the comment room.
the comment room,
What I like to call it.
like in the Clawbah room. So Rutherford and Roush are all in Cincinnati. So I went to UC. So I have about 5 years of experience of Cincinnati. So really, when I just visualize all this, I can just tell where these fuckheads went, and just like the type of people they're around and everything. And it just like grosses me out because these places are so like just like nasty.
Mm-hmm.
It's like cringeworthy. So, I mean, it's like you'd have Jim Roush on one end of the bar, kind of like his head lowered down, like a drunk buzzard, like waiting for some woman to hear his stories.
Yeah.
And the other end,
That's a very good description of Jim Roush.
Yeah, he'd be kind of like just kind of prowling. And then Rutherford would be
like
on the
a
other
buzzard.
side yeah, seriously, like that. And with the same outfit on, the bartender's like tired of his fucking stories of, being a musician at, country clubs. And then Jim Rutherford be on the other fucking side, sitting there talking shit with his boys, just like shit talking girls that walk by, saying like really weird, like juvenile lines to them, like, "Hey baby, nice set of racks, like can I put my drink in there and drink it off of you?" Or like, just some weird shit like that.
Yeah, right.
And those two be in the same place, just like interacting. Like the douchiness of both men would be in the same bar.
Oh my
just
God.
keep that in mind.
That's like a vortex of douchiness.
It's like it's just weird for me, just because like it's just the hours I've spent with analyzing Roush and just Rutherford, and it's just like being in that city. I'm just like, I've seen it. I've seen Roush and Rutherford in the same bar, but just not them, just the same personalities.
Yeah.
So sorry, I just got triggered, so I had to say that.
That's all right, man. It's all right. James is the type of guy who'd buy a Christmas present for himself. Check it out, fucking new Apple Watch. Yeah, not a big fucking deal.
Olive Garden. No, that is a James. No, Jim Roush should be at Olive Garden. Jim Roush should be at Olive Garden. That would be the place where he'd take all of his like dates. He'd take them to Olive Garden.
Yeah. Hey, baby, you're all you can eat, and maybe after that, we can go and I can eat all of that, or whatever the fuck he says. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. James is the type of guy to own several specialized grooming tools for his manscaping his junk. Oh, you worked at Hooters, Punk Pansy? So you probably came across some fucking like Rutherfordian types, I'm sure.
But they think they deserve a shot with you because they think they're like better than the place they go to.
Yeah, right.
This week has just pushed me over the edge.
They're both JRs, yeah.
To have an issue with the internet and sexually charged conversations.
I know.
Addictions and compulsions.
It's not.
I mean, we see it a lot.
Instead of me being arrested, is there some way you can help me?
Well, I don't know that I can do that.
I mean, will you give me some of the information here and tell me what exactly is going on?
Do you want to know what's going on? Do you ever watch television?
Uh-oh.
Do you ever watch Dateline NBC?
Oh, damn, I've seen one of these.
You've seen?
Oh, shit. He knows what's coming. He knows what's coming now. Oh, Rutherford. One of these.
That was one of the reasons I thought.
Sally at the Olive Garden is my favorite server. She fucking loves me. The way she brings bread, she wants this shit. Fuck. I'd do her. Like he's the type of guy who would say I'll do her. That's his that's a Rutherfordian.
I wouldn't date her, but I'd do her.
Fuck yeah.
Why am I doing this? This could be a setup.
But let me get this straight. You've actually seen our
Dude, if I was fucking drunk enough, I'd fucking hit that shit.
previous programs on computer predators.
I didn't
Expected it to have creepy customers, but it got bad. Yeah, I can imagine.
I wasn't out. I wasn't coming up here for anything physical. I know I talk. Look, that was like.
I really love this where they fucking bring them, especially on him. I really love that they brought fucking cameras and boom mics and like they really made a fucking spectacle of this fucking interview. Like with Donald Morris, like people like that, they just brought out the camera, but they're bringing out fucking boom mics, and this poor guy had to stand there while he goes on for another 30 minutes of nonsense holding this goddamn boom mic.
Oh, I bet Chris was pissed he stayed.
I'm sure he was, man.
He was probably pissed, dude, because I think like this whole like the camera crew coming out was like the whole like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
like,
this is
people to go.
He's wrapping up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or trying to.
Because he probably just kind of got started I think he was probably getting irritated at like Rutherford's just like denial and like annoyance. Like he was like seeing like how Rutherford's like, come on, dude, like whatever, man, stop reading that. It's like that doesn't make good TV. It just makes him look like an asshole. And it's like, I feel like Chris probably looked at that like, I can't air this. Like this isn't airable of having a guy coming here and just saying like, dude, like don't show this, or don't read any of this stuff. Like trying to tell me what to do and stand up and try to defy me. So he's like,
right.
Fuck this, get out of here.
Right. Heisenberg's held a boom mic before. They're designed to be super light, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Maybe you can hold my boom mic, toots. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
It's not that light.
It's going to be a little heavier than a boom mic. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
That was like
I
fancy.
know, but everybody says that. But what's going to happen if I'm not here and the 13-year-old girl is? You got all charged up by
You got all fucking worked up. you got all in a fucking lather, James fucking Rutherford.
He should have said you got all vetted up to come over here.
This gal on the webcam.
This gal.
I don't know why.
What's up,
Could
Sprinkle?
I kiss you anywhere?
I'm sorry.
That'd
I
be
don't-
fun.
Man, I
You
know
could
it's on
point and I'd
TV.
kiss it.
Oh man, he's laying that game on. Actually, Sprinkle Geek, we're only 9 fucking minutes. I mean, we've been streaming for a while, but I'm only 9 minutes into the video, into a fucking almost 40-minute
That's
video.
why he's such a great. Excuse me. I'm trying to say. Trade the words. He's such a character that has so maybe he doesn't have such great content as Lorne, but you can still create so much out of him because he's just such that person.
Yeah.
He's such a douche. He's such a teacher douche. So much that gets out of you. They just have so much to say about him. Sorry, I can't.
That's all right, man. Like I completely understand. I'm in the same camp as you, man. Oh, thank you, Sprinkle. Yeah, holiday hasn't started yet, but hopefully I'll have a nice one. It's starting out good. We're fucking barbecuing James Rutherford.
I go.
Look, there's nothing I can do to keep you here.
I'm sure you're gonna turn this into the police, right?
Was it Zoe video where you mentioned the cameraman laying on the ground? I think it was. I think Zoe did do the video about James Rutherford, the boom mic operator laying on the ground.
Well,
I miss
Yeah,
Zoe,
TV.
man. Yep.
That's not up to me. I mean, we're doing a story. You've seen the stories before. Didn't you think, after seeing the previous stories,
I did.
that maybe this is something I shouldn't do?
You know what, Sprinkle? I just got done having barbecue.
That's why I didn't want to come. I really, deep down, thought this is the stupidest idea. I don't know why I'm here.
He did, Timothy? He did a whole video about the guy with the boom mic? That's right, he did, didn't he? Oh, man. Fucking Zoe Moff, man.
But
I know.
Nobody was twisting your arm.
You're right. You're 100%.
I crack
You're a
up when
brother.
the extra cameraman comes out for no reason to film him. I love that. I love that they made a big fucking... They made this fucking avatar. They brought, like, cameramen, and they had special effects team, and the makeup lady was there. They made a big fucking production out of this thing.
It's so pointless too. It's just like it doesn't change anything. Like I don't think
It doesn't.
really,
But I think it's funny that I think it makes it more humiliating to have like this whole like camera team come out and
it sets it in.
Yeah.
I feel like it's literally just done to humiliate the predators. Like this, you're on TV, asshole.
I wish they. Heisenberg said, "I wish they inched in closer. I wish they had a bigger. I wish they had that camera that they gave to J-Mac, like in that interrogation room. That big monstrosity of a camera.
Oh God, yeah.
I wish they busted that out.
I don't feel like one right now. I feel like an idiot.
Married and young, want to relieve
I'm just trying to
the
understand
youth
how it
their
gets
marriage took away from them. Well, I mean, this guy was only 26 at the time.
You even
though.
acknowledge it's wrong here, but I don't want
God, it makes me feel so crazy. I'm 26.
either of us
I'm
getting
like,
into trouble.
Jesus.
I knew.
Stay out of those Yahoo chat rooms, Pence.
It's
I know
hard.
it's tempting. I know it's tempting. They
It's
should,
hard.
they should shoot the next investigation in IMAX 4K. They should 3D.
I don't know why I'm here.
You talk about
Stupid.
parking around back.
Oh,
I'm so freaking horny.
I don't. You know what? If the boom mics are prop, I don't care that they're props, Johnny. I think it's great that they brought them. I don't care if any of this shit is functional. I just like the idea of having all this shit there. I don't care if none of it works. I'm still fine with it because he's getting like bombarded with all these cameras and fucking microphones, and there's this whole goddamn parade going on.
So this is really, really, really random. But so if anyone watches WWE, so if you watch like the backstage segments and everything, so those microphones that they're using, those are props as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like they'll have the backstage interviews of those are props. They actually have the whole boom mic, and I think they have like they're wearing mics or something. So the ones that are like in like the interviewer's hands, they go back and forth. Those aren't not the live mics and everything. They're just like they're just props.
Shit, we're learning.
Because if you actually use those, they would sound like complete shit. Like they would sound really bad.
Probably, yeah.
Because if anyone knows what TNA is,
That's still a thing?
barely.
Okay.
But they used to do that, and they would sound like complete shit because it wouldn't. It would just so yeah. So that's just a really random thing that I remember learning about. It was like the whole it's so that in the same sense like there was props being used to like add to the scene and whatnot. So yes, very random. I know.
Cookie butter. What is cookie butter? Did Ramona say cookie butter?
You know, if you
I remember she said like vegan cookie dough, but I don't remember. Was it called cookie butter?
had me naked, I'd want more, right? Yeah,
You
I
had
would
me
too.
naked.
Look, man, you don't have to read it. Your TV.
Look, man. Don't again. He's not, his name isn't man. It's not fucking dude. It's Chris Hansen. He's so fucking disrespectful to Chris Hansen. That's what's kind of annoying me about this guy. A lot is annoying me about this guy, but that's really starting to get on my skin, under my skin. You know what I mean?
What is?
The fact that he's just casual. He's talking to Chris Hansen like he's Sully or Smitty, calling him dude and bro and.
Oh yeah, it's like that level of like and I think that's also again a level of like as we were talking about like way early on like that whole silver spoon in your mouth kind of thing.
That's what I think.
Never learning of the respect of like. It's like it's kind of like being socially conscious or a conscious type person, being aware of like what who you're talking to and the situation, and everything, of like having that level of respect of like how you address people, and it's even weirder that he as a teacher does that. It's just like
You know what I think the problem is? I think he's standing at a bar right now, so he's back in frat boy mode.
He's reminded of the old days. I mean, he's waiting for the sixer. I mean, he's like, he's waiting for Chris to tell him to go get that sixer out of the vet, and let's hit the ESPN, hit the Limp Bizkit, hit the beer pong table.
He's finding out that Chris Hansen is definitely no Sully. That's for sure. He is no fucking Smitty.
No fucking Sully.
Smitty is fucking crazy, man. That guy. Have you watched that guy fucking drink? A normal person would fucking die if you drank like fucking Smitty did, man.
3 times over.
I don't know how that dude's still alive.
I don't even know what Chris Hansen's like douchey Rutherford name would be.
Yeah, I don't know either. What's your comment, Rowdy? I'm ready for it. As soon as you type it out, I'll read it out.
Yeah, everybody that's watching this knows why I'm here.
She did.
It was stupid. I wasn't really gonna do anything.
I know, but That's
But
hard
I know,
to square
I know.
with what you said
I
here,
know.
Jim.
I really know.
And everybody who comes in says, I really
If they'd ever be posted up for the bar for the entire day, sometimes an hour or more at a time, when they just mount these on some kind of remote control mechanism. Yeah, I don't know.
going to do anything.
I
And
joined
if you're
PETA
gonna
for the
have this conversation,
well,
and then come
ghee
over here
recipes?
And a 13-year-old
What's
girl
that?
is home alone.
I shouldn't have done it. I don't know what I'm here for.
The other issue, well, it sounds like what you're here for is to
Well,
have sex with a 13-year-old
I
girl.
wasn't
That's what it sounds like to me too, Chris Hansen. Again, don't talk to him like he's Sully.
I know what it says, dude.
Yeah, dude, I fucking know, dude. Okay. Mike Pence can go to Yahoo Chat, but he needs to eat some mac and cheese before he does in order to not become. Yeah, that's right, Rowdy. That's the antidote for anytime, like, you can go in Yahoo Chat, but you have to make sure that you eat mac and cheese beforehand, so you have that
Well,
balance.
I mean, it's crazy is because, the whole government shutdown, like, I might be having that for dinner a lot is, mac and cheese and bologna cheese sandwiches.
Well, as long as you get mac and cheese, like the bologna leads to child rape. That's all Lauren ate. So chicken pot pie and bologna.
I grew up on bologna, so I don't know.
But you also had mac and cheese. That balances out. That's like that counteracts the chemicals that turn you into Lauren.
Oh, but then those crazies. I can really throw a baseball a distance and hit a school, elementary school. It's like 4 houses down from me.
Oh,
4 or 5 houses. I mean, hopefully I don't eat too much bologna.
yeah, no. Well,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't even wanna think-
always counteract it with the mac and cheese, and you have
I
nothing to worry about.
Okay, that's sarcasm. I mean, I'm actually that close to a school, but I'm not. There should be no alarm. Please.
We know, Pence. We know.
Okay, please. I just, there's always that one person that just like takes mental notes or like physical notes, and it's like, I heard this person at this make a joke, but I don't think it's a joke. Officer, FBI, watching this, so.
Wait, Sprinkle. Okay, he's making a joke about caring for animals because vegetarianism. Wait, what? Vegetarianism makes him uncomfortable. Who are you talking about, Sprinkle Cake? Rutherford? Or
Me and
Lauren?
Bible, I
Or
swear to God.
oh, you're talking about
A lot
you're
of
talking
people
about T.
have
Davis.
had religious conversions after walking in here.
Oh, I'm sure, and I'm not that religious of a guy.
I guess it was lost.
And
I guess that joke was lost. I
might have kissed her.
I didn't get it.
I wouldn't have done anything else.
You might have kissed her.
Might have. I know I shouldn't.
I'm not too bright. In case you haven't noticed.
And where's that going to lead once you start kissing her?
I wouldn't have let it. I'm honest with you right now. I know nobody watching's gonna believe.
I don't believe. Do you believe, Pence?
That what?
That he would just maybe he would have kissed her, but that would have been it. That would have been it. He would have grinded on her, man. He was ready to get on that grind.
I think he would have kissed this time. I think he may have. I don't know if he would have gone all the way this time, but I think down the line he would have.
I don't know, man. Like he drove 2 hours, man. This is not the kind of guy who I think would settle for just a kiss. You know what I mean? He's a fucking frat boy.
Seeds to plant the seed. I think he may have been willing to come that far just for a or whatever, like an intimate time, say to so to speak, not like sex, but like an intimate time of like being close and feeling each other, whatever, all that shit. If he knew that there was going to be a progression, and knowing that there was going to eventually be something.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he wouldn't have just came to like kiss her on the cheek, leave, and then never see her again. No, he was gonna kiss her on the cheek this time, then next time
a little bit more,
kiss her on the
and
cheek
next
twice,
time a little bit more.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get you.
I would see that because I think while he's definitely like trying to play Mr. Desperate or like I'm just here to be friends. Like I can see him being a very like cold, calculative type of person that's like a long-term groomer.
See, and in my opinion, like he's got that like frat boy mentality where he probably, you know what, I'm just gonna pop this fucking shirt off real quick, and I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have just settled in my opinion. I don't think he would have settled for just a little peck or a kiss on the cheek or whatever.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's weird because it's just like it depends like how he relates to girl, because again he's a teacher of like girls that age, so he has like my brain is so weird how it thinks, but it's like, so just like in perspective of like a school year, it's like you have basically what 9 months to like develop relationships and shit, and it
Right,
takes a
yeah.
while to develop. So I don't know if in his head he like half relates her to like a student, so he's like developing that relationship and like pushing away at it, but he's not like full frontal forcing everything at the start.
I guess I could see
So
that.
he like wants to kind of groom his way in and get the comfort level, and then like on the flip side he's also Mr. Douchebag, like look at me, I'm cool macho guy, like I get pussy, like look at me, like dude. So it's like he's trying to blend it, but he's trying to like see which side he needs to play more for his advantage.
Heisenberg said, "Get the rum ham." Oh, anybody who appreciates that reference is okay in my book. I love you, Heisenberg. The rum ham.
I wouldn't have done anything else. She is a kid. I
Rum
knew that
ham.
when I was coming up here. I
You're-
wasn't going to do anything. I'm an adult.
You're a teacher.
What's going on, Austin
That's a
Perez?
position of trust and
Smiley
leadership in the
face.
community. You know how kids think. You know it's a very emotionally.
And I guess that's what another thing that makes him like so like one of the more dangers. Like he sees these kids every day, so he knows like what they're into, and he's like young enough to kind of like, you know, like he knows what they're into. He knows what music they listen to. He knows what like they say, and
Oh yeah,
so
yeah, exactly. I mean, he's not that far off to like. I mean, he's old enough to not like, I guess, be part of that generation to like it, but he and appreciate it, but he understands it.
yeah, and he's aware of it. Whereas like Lorne, I'm trying to think what was like popular at the time. Was it probably fucking shitty like shit like Limp Bizkit, but like Lorne was still listen, like he was listening to fucking Tammy Wynette or some shit back, you know, like Lorne was still listening to Dolly Parton back then. So, and like a 12-year-old not going to have any fucking idea like Lorne's reference, like musical references, but like this guy, like he can pretend that he still listens to, you know, well, he's obviously a Limp Bizkit fan, but like,
But it's actually interesting. Is like that there, so it's like what 13-year difference. So it's like theoretically, there's probably some musical commonalities in like terms of like the pop music. You know, in terms of like the radio and shit you hear, and like when you go shopping or like just like whatever. So there's that commonality. And then people, because I mean, once you get like way older, you just kind of tune all that shit out and don't care. But like if you're kind of in that relative age range, you kind of pick up on it and you kind of listen to it and you know remember lyrics and shit. So is that like, you know, like I don't know.
hey, Sprinkle Cake brought up look at his feet. Don't his feet seem awfully tiny? He looks like he's got like Westerbeck feet.
I can't really tell.
Really? To me his feet look like he's got little baby feet.
Oh
Large
shit.
time.
I bet you that looks like a size 6 maybe.
For them.
Maybe yeah.
Future anymore.
I mean, you're equipped to take advantage.
Yeah, those are tiny. He's got tiny little feet, man. I never noticed that before. He does have tiny little feet.
So I have to take a potty break again.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'm looking at his feet compared to like the feet of the cameraman. I don't know why I'm looking at this so intently, but I'm looking at his feet compared to the feet of. What the fuck is wrong with me?
At that age, should you choose to do so.
James knew he wouldn't force himself on her. He just knew that he couldn't say no because of implications. That's right, implications. I know what you're saying, Heisenberg.
And by coming here today,
I smell what you're cooking, Heisenberg. What do you think Dan Allen is doing for Christmas in hell this year? You know what? Any question about Dan Allen has to be immediately referred to Heisenberg. Heisenberg answers all Dan Allen related questions.
it certainly appears as though
James couldn't wait to get her in his Corvette where she could make rash decisions based on fear. Yeah, you're right about that, bunk man. Hide your toys, by the way.
what we're trying to do. Divorce or not?
It could be because his shoes have black sides, a black pant. No, I think he's just got little tiny baby feet.
Your problem or not?
Chris, you don't understand. I need my fucking tools. I need my tools.
Experts tell us that, okay, the guy may say, I'm not going to.
Yours are smaller, Pence? Than size 6?
Maybe not the next time.
I have a size 2 in women's.
Do you really? Wow.
But sometime it's going to happen.
That's probably what Rutherford's wearing right now.
You're right.
They are really fucking tiny.
I can't do that.
That's why his wife divorced him. You're probably right, T. Davis. You know what?
Do you guys have any help for me?
There are a number of ways to get help.
Dan Allen's back from hell, and he's doing business down in the Philippines. Is he doing import-export business? You know, antiques and shit.
Get into
The
that.
wacky next-door neighbor.
We've got into it in some of the past stories.
Is there any way to keep myself off of this thing?
We've made no decision.
Do you think... Okay, I'll ask you, Pence. Do you think Rutherford used to hit on the female students up... he used to hit them up for an extra pair of Barbie shoes. Okay. I thought that was a serious question. But what do you think, Pat? You think he asked the female students for an extra pair of Barbie shoes?
I mean, probably, or they probably. He probably asked them if like they had any like twin brothers or younger brothers, to ask for shoes. You know, just, like, can you steal their shoes and steal your 10-year-old brother's shoes? And give them me.
the infant. He probably shops in the infant section of Foot Locker.
Decisions as to who's going to be in or out of the store. We're just getting
Kids Foot Locker. Yeah.
And what a bummer it is for him that he was on the RSO. He wasn't allowed within 150 feet from a Kids Foot Locker. Now how's he going to get his fucking shoes?
Well, thank God for Amazon, right? I mean,
was he allowed on the internet?
I guess that's true.
He's shit out of luck, man.
I
If
can't.
there's some way I...
Thank God L. Bean still sends me magazines and shit, right?
Yes, thank God for
Circle
that.
it, send it in. Can you do that still?
What's that, circle and send? I don't know.
I don't.
Maybe.
God.
I'm sure Rutherford could tell us.
Well, not circle, but I remember like they had like the mail order catalogs like back in the day, and it was just like you just like, oh, I want this and this and this, and then you'd send it in.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I mean, my insurance covers therapy, and that's obviously...
Good night, Rowdy.
For obviously more than this issue, but another number of things.
Good night, Rowdy.
If
I'll give you an A if you get those nice pumps on those Sailor Barbie dolls. Yeah, exactly.
even if it was something I just don't... My life's a wreck right now. On top of this, I don't want this to ruin the rest of my life.
Well, I can tell you what. I can give you my card, and you can get in touch, and we can...
That should fix everything, right, James Rutherford? Here, you're going to be on TV. You're going to be labeled. You're going to get arrested, but you'll have my card. So how's that?
I wonder if he ever hit him up.
I won't forget, Rowdy. I won't forget.
I mean, are the police here? Am I going to be taken out of here in handcuffs right now?
I mean, that's not up to...
You're not going to be taken
That's
out
not-
in handcuffs, but at some point you're going to be in handcuffs.
If you want to call and stay in contact.
I mean, even if maybe...
It'd be great if the boom mic operator had handcuffs and just handcuffed James Rutherford.
Just handcuffed him.
Handcuffed him to the bar for a while. Although like everybody in this house wants him to get the fuck out already. Like, dude, it's already been 14 minutes. We already told you what's going on. Just fucking wrap it up.
Yeah, it's time to get out of here.
Yeah, it's time to go. Time to go, baby. Wait, he was the little boy from the song, and the shoes were for him. Oh, yeah, maybe.
Royally, you can maybe do hide my identity. I'll even sit down with you, and I can try to get help.
All I can tell you right now...
Like, Chris Hansen does not... Chris Hansen does not give a fuck if you get help or not. Like,
He got triggered because I bet that reminded him of when what's his face just said that when David K. Cause I was gonna bring this point up because I remember how like David K. was like I don't know Chris Hansen, like it was like the behind the scenes thing. He was like, David K. was nasty for days calling us, telling us he wanted all that stuff, and it was just like, nah, dude. The same thing as you said, like he doesn't care. He just wants the TV, the TV footage. Like,
right. He probably gave James Rutherford a fake number, which is probably not unusual for James Rutherford getting fake numbers.
We're just getting started with this.
Is the right portion of the screen really blurry? I don't know. Is it?
We're in the middle of it.
I mean,
It can't be my high production values. Nothing but the best on the Collaborating Time channel.
All I'm saying is that you can call me I'll be happy to talk to you as we continue to put the story together.
It's a guy's khaki pants.
Yeah, there's a guy standing there. Is that what you're talking about?
It's a guy's khaki pants.
It's probably that security guy.
And that's really all.
It's the video?
at this point. Because I just don't know how it's all going to shape up, and I'm just being straight with you.
It
that's
might be.
all I know. So I can't promise you one thing or another.
It's the portal that to hell where Chris comes in and out of. Yeah, it could be.
Not right now.
Oh, you're trying to look at Hanson's
I'm
feet.
never, and I'm
Well,
not.
there's a big shadow there. I mean, I think that's what that might be what you're seeing. I don't know.
People promise.
I know. And you know what? In the last one I saw, the guy was dumb enough that he came here the next damn day. He went and tried to do it again.
Oh, he's bringing up John Kennelly. God damn it.
You referenced John Kennelly.
Don't bring up blessed John Kennelly. Bro, you are so effing hot, bro.
I'm not. That's
Chris has clown shoes on, but it was blurred out for some reason. It could
I
be.
don't know why I'm here. I need help. But you know what? You're right. I'm a teacher. And I don't do it because I'm sorry.
Now Chris is like, because fucking, he was standing up. Chris is thinking like, okay, this is the end of this interview, and now he goes back and sits down, and Chris is like, fuck me, man. He's getting comfortable again. God damn it.
Rutherford, I love teaching. I love kids. It's the only thing I've ever loved.
Ooh, bad time to say that, James.
I love teaching. I love kids. That's why I'm here in my vet to meet another girl home alone 2.5 hours away.
Yeah, that was probably a bad time to make that statement.
I don't know what the hell. I don't know why I'm here.
Bargaining is the second
You asked
stage
me
of
if I
acceptance.
I coach, and not because I was trying to find a damn date or get. It's because I like working with those
See, they're
people.
bleeping out-
I like teaching kids, and I don't know
They
what
must have let that first F word slip by because they're bleeping out the rest of them.
I'm doing here.
Oop.
I know you've heard this. Hell, I've seen people sit here and say the same stuff.
Yeah, I heard Lauren
But what
Armstrong
does it
say it.
say
He's the only person I
It
believe.
doesn't say much for me.
too.
I know.
about the fact that you were suspicious? You had seen our previous story.
Hey, Chris, I love that one guy who was like, I don't want to be on the news, dog. Sally motherfucking Wexler. And you said, a little late for that, dog. So can I go? Yeah. Chris, that
Probably
was...
got a chuckle out of what happened to some of these guys.
Yeah, and honestly, I sat there and watched and thought, those guys are sick.
Do you think he laughed at Lauren? He couldn't have. Oh, this happened...
No.
This was pre-Lauren.
Yeah, this was pre-Lauren.
This was BL.
Why would you do that?
What's
And
up,
that was,
Tom?
what, a month
Tom?
and a half ago?
You just finished my last video?
Here I am.
And I'm
What does
here,
it say about
and here I
this
am
issue?
again.
That you would watch the program,
I don't
pass
know.
judgment on the guys in that show,
I'm a
and then
hypocrite.
show up here yourself.
I'm obviously a hypocrite.
Obviously. You're no better than Lauren Armstrong, sir.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hanson. I'm sorry, all you guys.
See, now that's the respect
What
I
the
was
fuck,
waiting.
dude? Yeah.
That's the respect I was waiting for. Now it's all Mr. Hanson.
It was like, it took him, I mean, what?
15.
15 minutes?
Yeah.
I've heard, dude, bro, blah, blah, Mr. Hanson.
Yeah. Well, now he's desperately trying to make sure that this video does not, or this footage does not end up on Dateline NBC.
Yeah, now the desperation comes out.
He does not want to be in the John Kennelly montage.
Yeah, now that he's like saying these, like I think now that like he said this, like all these names, like oh, I've seen this before with the naked guy and blah blah blah, and like he's seen his cameras just glaring at him, and Chris just kind of glaring at that blank stare. He's like, oh shit, like I'm in the same exact predicament. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't
right.
matter.
Right.
Like, my words are just not phasing anything.
I'm sorry.
Too bad.
If this does end up on air, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Everybody else that sees
they
this,
edited that shit out.
Don't do it.
He left a generic white male and was like, he doesn't, he's not built good. He's not cute. He ain't fucking built good. I'm fucking cute and built good, motherfuckers. Mr. Hanson, your hair is, Mr. Hanson, your
That's why
hair
I said I don't.
spectacular. The one true thing he said is obviously I'm a
I can show
hypocrite. You
I've
got that
gotten
right,
help.
Timothy.
I can show you that it's helping me.
He's just swearing in.
I mean, all I can tell you is that let me know what's going on.
I mean,
I mean, that's my number. That's my email.
I mean,
Wouldn't it be great if Chris's email was crazy for if he gave him the email was crazy for the gnats?
He's like, yeah, just email this thing real quick and tell me your whole story and all that.
Yeah. So here's my email. Take this down. It's Lorne_20014 at Yahoo.
How much trouble am I in if you do turn this into the police?
Well, that's not up to me. I mean,
But I mean, do you
I-
know?
but
I mean, I don't even know.
I mean, all I'm involved in is the story. So
Does
what-
anybody here know? I know you guys aren't looking
No,
at camera.
Jesus
because
Christ.
They're all involved in the story too. The law enforcement part.
Yeah, dude, you holding the boom mic. Do you know how much time I'm gonna get for? Can you give me a ballpark of what kind of trouble I'm gonna be in? Tell me how the law. Come on, he's holding. He doesn't fucking care, James Rutherford.
It's insane. Well, so I need to like get my numbering consistent because I know that the Ohio sting was like, let's see, to catch. Because I forget the ordering because I know it was the obscure New York one with like the schizophrenic guy. It was D.C. Then it was Riverside. I think fourth was Fort Myers, and then I think it was this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember because it's like just how he references watching the show.
Right.
I just want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. No. Oh, okay. So it went the New York one with Mr. Schizophrenic guy. It went D.C. Then it was Riverside. Then it was Ohio.
Okay, so this is the fourth one.
Yeah. So really, like this was
So
kind of
they probably had only aired maybe like the first two, right? Or do you think they aired like the three already? So he could have potentially seen three.
So they aired Riverside in February, and then they aired Ohio in April and May, and then let's see, I have Rutherford's chat pulled up.
Oh,
So
it's a long one, isn't it? Long as fuck.
Yeah, it's really long. So he started chatting in March of 06. So that sting happened. Yeah, that thing happened at the very end of March. So he had, I mean, if anything, he had probably seen, he had seen the Riverside, and then he had seen the DC one.
Mm-hmm.
So he references Kennelly, and then he might have seen the California one potentially.
Yeah.
Just like.
Although that's if he, I mean, he might have just watched the one. You don't know, but
Yeah. So I mean, like, yeah. So he didn't see like all the other ones.
Finally, yes, you can catch a cloud. Hell yeah! If I'm gonna completely butcher your name. Edamame. What's up, Deborah? Holy, yep, that's my bot.
Is something that's separate and that I don't control.
I mean, I know I've seen some of them that I could be wrong. I watched bits and pieces of it. We talked about it, and like I said, I thought, what the hell's wrong with these people?
Did you talk about it in school?
Yeah, we talked about it with the other
Oh.
people. A lot of us had seen it. And we thought, why would you do that? We all.
These stories have been a topic of discussion at the school where you teach.
Edamame.
And then here you are. What are you going to say to those other teachers?
I don't know. I have no idea. I can't. I don't know what I'll do. I don't want you to think I'm a monster. I'm not.
Aw, I feel bad. Let's let him go.
I'm really not.
Wish they would have used excessive
dang.
force on the scumbag. Yeah, me too, Victor. They should have
I think I
tased
was
him.
Anyway. Maybe I am.
But you're here.
Don't tase me, bro.
Watch him shriek.
Drove 2 hours to get here.
Oh God.
You know,
Plenty of time to.
I was this close, honestly, to just going to the Wright Pat Air Force Museum. I was this close. I thought, what am I doing?
He's going to the Air Force Museum. You ever been to the Air Force Museum out there?
No. No. So it's really weird. I should have gone to the military base, but I didn't. So yeah, it's crazy. It's the military base is so Green. I guess I'll give this synopsis. I don't know if this has been done, but Greenville is basically like a suburb of Dayton, Ohio. And then Greenville is probably like 45 minutes away from Dayton, Ohio. I think. I just from top, I don't remember exactly. Yeah, Dayton, Ohio is a huge. It's like a really shithole, boring city in Ohio.
Mm-hmm. That's what was that Roush's stomping grounds, Dayton.
No, that's where the Swingers Club was.
Oh,
But
that's right.
right-
Well, counts as his stomping grounds.
It all is his roushing, his
Yeah.
roushing grounds, the grounds of Roush, the garden of Roush. But so the base that he's referencing is where Westerbeck works. The Wright Patterson is a huge Air Force base. That's where Captain Westerbeck works.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's kind of where it is. But that's like
Westerbeck didn't work at the chocolate factory. I always thought his job was like
moonlighted there. He moonlighted there.
Yeah, I thought his job was dumping sugar into the chocolate river.
He was the guy behind. He was the finance Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
He wasn't out there, but he
Why?
he substituted. He saw if there was like a couple of like Oompa Loompas that like called out sick or like they fell in the chocolate themselves, like Westerbeck would fill in.
Right. And like anytime he did your tax return, he would do it in a big. He'd do it in a song, you know. Your taxes look good. Yeah, whatever.
Am I doing this?
I'm not creative enough to come up with an Oompa Loompa song that quick.
Or I saw some tourist something on whatever state route I was on. I even thought, hell, while I'm here, I'll go to the place I bought my car here. Believe it or not.
Yeah, dude. While I'm here to bang this girl, I might as well check out some of the sites. What town was this again? You said it was what was this town again?
This is Greenville.
Yeah.
It's literally just like the most like if you ever like this is like what people and if you're not from like Midwest and you don't understand like the Midwest towns, like this is exactly what like you would think the Midwest is, just like a couple of houses here and there and just a bunch of farm flat land and then like a gas station that like everyone hangs out at.
Yeah, he's talking about it like it's fucking Vegas. Like, yeah, I was gonna see some of the sites here in fucking Greenville.
It's just there. I don't know. I guess I'm just been like, I guess like coming from DC and then going to school in like Ohio, I'm just like it's just so like boring and there's nothing original. But I guess when you're from out there, it's all just kind of like, oh, this is interesting. Or I think maybe it's just him literally just coming up with excuses.
Well, that's
like,
what he's
I would have
doing.
done this. I would have done that instead.
And not only that, but like Stalin. He's also this whole thing. Somebody brought up. I forgot who said it, but all he's doing really is stalling. Johnny Utah brought that up. That's all he's doing is fucking stalling. I got to make some food to bring to Christmas thing. All right, Timothy. I'll talk to you soon, my precious little prince. Yeah.
Why would he go all the way over there? That's really weird.
Edamame's from DC too. Nice. Oompa loompa doopa
Who's
dee
from
dee.
DC?
I will watch you when you change.
I guess it depends on where, because people say DC. Well, I mean, I'm not from the city itself, but I'm from the subs. What's weird? Okay, so what's weird is like, so he came from Cincinnati, so I don't know where he lives, but like, the Air Force Base is way out of the way from Greenville.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of not that close.
Well,
It's kind of out of the way. Yeah, Greenville's a ways.
from the tourist, all the touristy places that Jim Roush is going to go visit.
Yeah, like Greenville's like was northwest of Dayton, and then Wright Pat is like directly northeast of the city, whereas like Greenville's like a way suburb. So, yeah, it's like if people watch, not to plug, I'm not trying to plug my channel, but if people watch like one of my videos,
Sorry, plug away, Pence. I actually have in the description. I have a link to Mr. Pence's channel. So
there's one video where I do a predator from this thing, the EMT predator, like the foot fetish guy. He's like an obscure one. Like I'll actually show the whole like the whole map and everything. So yeah, it's just like weird how he talks, just like in my head when I'm visualizing it, like when he's talking about like I would do this and I would do that, you know, it's just further like lies and excuses, because it's just there's nothing where Greenville is. It's just so out of the way. So it's just more excuses, and you know, this is what I'm saying. It's just like it's not a believable excuse is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Well, I mean, nothing this guy is saying is fucking a believable excuse. He's just full of shit. Oompa loompa doopa dee doot. I'll find a way to touch your coot. Nice one, Sprinkle Cake. Nice one.
See if they've got the key they never gave me.
I love Oompa Loompa
I had so many
songs.
things cross my mind.
That's all I listen to is just on my playlist. Nothing but Oompa Loompa songs
What I should be doing.
and Nickelback.
And it's like I was thinking no, but I just did it anyway. I don't know why.
I mean, was it like some?
Can I drink this?
Yes, you may.
I can't. Try.
He's really now he's really laying on the chart. He's being super polite. He is out of frat boy mode right now.
Yeah,
He's asking permission to drink water. Damn, Rutherford. Chris Hansen's making you his bitch, boy.
Obviously.
Are you suggesting that you couldn't control yourself?
Apparently not.
Are you suggesting that you never
don't
even meant to
know.
do it?
And I'm not trying to make excuses. I know it sounds like that. I don't know. I mean, I've always talked to people online, and I've never done anything like this.
What do you get when you try to touch kids? Watching yourself getting roasted on vids. Nice. Sprinkle Cake,
You're right. It's like
you are on your game today.
I'm not trying to make excuses. I don't know if I've just
Sprinkle Cake. If you like write an entire song, I will sing it and make a video about it.
There you go.
shut down this week. I am about to go through a divorce.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that about 17 times already. James fucking
I know I
Rutherford.
wouldn't be here.
2 boom mics. Goddamn right, 2 boom mics. That I don't think either one of them is functional. I just think that they're there for show, just to like fuck with James Rutherford.
Maybe
If it
that
wasn't for that.
If it wasn't for that, I can honestly say that because I wouldn't have, wanted to hurt my wife. And
You have several Oompa Loompa songs in notebooks? That's fucking awesome.
No. I think maybe I just said, "What the hell? I've got nothing else to lose right now."
I don't know
I'm
why
just
you
like,
would have several
I
Oompa
really
Loompa
think that
songs
would do,
in
'cause-
notebooks, but it's fucking cool.
Pretty sure this is going to cost me the rest of everything I own.
Sure is, Jim.
But, you know,
You're going to end up being a painter.
you look like a guy.
Oh,
who's got
TCaP
a
songs,
kid
okay.
Who could go out and be social and
I am.
talk to women your age,
I try.
have buddies.
I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah, what about Sully? What about
The
Smitty?
boys.
Yeah, what
Sully, Smitty, Derek. I mean, Derek's the man.
fucking Derek is the shit, man. Do not go out with Derek after he's had 6 fucking old Milwaukees. Do not be anywhere near
God.
fucking Derek, man. That
Dude,
guy is
Derek.
fucking crazy.
Jesus.
I mean, was it the allure of,
I don't know.
of
I really, honestly, and you're right.
some forbidden
Could be.
fantasy? Is that
Must
what's
be
going
it.
on? I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I don't
and
know,
I'm not
Chris,
trying to be
Mr.
a hard
Hansen.
guy about it.
I know.
But I'm just trying to understand it, that's all.
I know. I don't. You know what? I wish I understood it.
Well, Mr. Pence, I think we're about halfway through the video. You think we should hit the rest of this another time?
Yeah, up to you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get at this another
that's
time.
fine.
I'm starting to get to be a sleepy little Clawbah. So, Mr. Pence, thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you like these kind of good analysis from Mr. Pence, Mr. Pence is the shit, man. His in the description of this video is a link to his channel. Also, there's a link to this video uncut without my stupid comments and Mike's smart comments. So if you want to hear this video without like that shit, there's a link in the description to that too. I've gotten a few like people say, "Hey, shut the fuck up, Clawbah. Why are you fucking talking over the whole goddamn thing?"
Yeah, it's and it's just it's just one of those things. Yeah, it's just like just watch the video. Then I don't know. It's just like one or the other.
I just don't know how they found the video. If like why would they look on my channel for the I don't know. But like,
Well, it's some people just like I don't want to. I'm not insulting anybody, but it's just like some people really just don't do any research and then just like ask for everything, or it's just like they get mad at you. Like, and when I say research, it's just like they don't just like type in Google like video blah 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 blah. Just like it's just, and then you come on your channel and they get mad. Like, why are you doing this? It's like. This is a video on YouTube. I'm like analyzing. Like you can watch the video yourself. Like,
Well, yeah, just so in case anybody wants to see the video without us in it, there's a link in the description of that. So please don't yell at me. I'm sensitive.
No, I'm just anxious. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Sing to me. I don't have a southern. I have a southern.
I don't think you do.
Well,
Doesn't sound like
sometimes like I say y'all a lot, and like there's just some words that I say. I don't say aunt. I say aunt.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I have family from New England, and then family from like the dirty South. So like it's just weird. They come together. But yeah, so it's just one of those things. So sorry. Okay, sing to me. That's the area.
All right.
Yeah, Edamame. Yeah, it's crazy. I was in DC the other weekend. I was in Chinatown watching the Caps game. Caps won in the shootout. Yeah, yeah. I live in the suburbs, but I used to work in DC, but I work in the suburbs.
Were you yelling at the Islanders fans like next to you? Hey, look at this fucking pussy over here with his fucking Islanders jersey.
No,
Get the
it was
fuck
crazy.
out, man.
It was Buffalo. We were playing Buffalo.
Oh, don't. Where's Heisenberg? He's gonna get
It
all
was-
worked up.
It was Buffalo, and I went to this one bar, and it was all Buffalo fans, and they have like some certain chant, and then the Jets were playing at the same exact time.
Mm-hmm.
So the Jets, like they were like screaming about the Jets lost, but the Jets were winning at the time, and then the Buffalo, they were all just jerking each other off like really hardcore, and like it was just like there's just an awkward experience because there's like an elevator, like we're at the bar I was at was like a three level bar, and so I was next to the elevator because it was so packed. So every time people kept like coming near me to go to the elevator, go down to the game because we were across the street from the stadium or the arena. And then it was like dying. Like there was like no one left but a couple of like fans that were, I guess, late goers to the game.
Uh-huh.
This woman like comes from behind, like physically tries to move me out of the way.
Jesus.
I just like
Christ.
look at her. I'm just like, what? And then she like doesn't say anything. And then like gets in the elevator, and then her friends are like telling her don't get in the elevator, and then she comes out of the elevator, and then she's like she moves me again, and she's like, sorry, I didn't have to move you this entire time. And I just shrugged at her like you could have just said something. And it was just really awkward. Buffalo people they were just really weird. Just a bunch of weirdos.
No, except for Heisenberg.
Sorry. Oh, they're from Buffalo. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that was a really random story.
That's all right, man. That's all right. That's this. All I do is random shit on this channel, so it fits right in, my friend. All right, people.
No, yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just like I appreciate Clawbah. Clawbah is the man. Clawbah is always going to be the man. He compliments me. I have to compliment. I will always compliment him twice over. Thank I almost said cobbler.
That's all right. I've had there's so many different variations of my name in like Clawbah and Clobs and Clobby and I like CT. What you call me, whatever. You guys can call me whatever you want.
So, I appreciate Clawbah for letting me come on. It's been a long time coming. Just,
yeah, man.
Life is
Anytime.
crazy, but yeah, no, everyone should always subscribe and thank Clawbah for everything. And hopefully, if we have time this week, I know I'll be around.
Yeah, we'll finish this up.
Definitely, you finish. Well, I'm surprised. Been this long. We've only been halfway through this video. But
I know, right? We've been on for almost 3 hours, and we're only halfway. We got 19 minutes worth of footage done.
This is how much fun he is. But yeah, no, I appreciate it. And,
anytime, my friend.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you all so much. Reborn with a U. Club is nothing but self-promotions. Reborn actually is on to me. I should. That's why you're not a mod, Reborn. Where are my mods at? They gotta ban Black Reborn from disclosing this stuff. Reborn knows the true Clawbah. All right, people. I will talk to all of you later. Goodbye, my precious princesses.